Hi there, it's Linda here. Thanks so much for joining me today as I play with these beautiful goodies from Mudra. This is a gorgeous stencil called the Indian Ornate Mandala, a 6x6 stencil, and I'm using it today over this alcohol inked piece. So first of all, playing with my alcohol inks, and I've got a rainbow of colours and I'm just putting them down in rainbow order in a striped pattern across my UPO paper, which is the special paper they recommend to use with alcohol inks. It's a very glossy paper, quite strong, so that's what I'm using today. So far you've seen me use raspberry, sunshine yellow, and the green is citrus. And I've got the little foam pieces that I attach to my inker there, my handle at least, and those little pieces just move the alcohol ink where I want it to go. I'm not getting them all blended in a crazy pattern today. I'm keeping them very controlled, and I just want a stripe of rainbow colours across my card front. So I'm trying to get a fairly thick amount of colour. So you see here I've added some more blue, and then a couple of the dots have got up into the green, which didn't impress me, I might tell you. So I've gone back in with my green, quickly grabbed the green sponge and just wipe out those bits of blue there. So I'm working my way through the colours until my whole card front is covered, and this piece will then be actually stuck onto my card. So the purple, or the blue I should tell you first of all, is Pool, and the purple is called Purple Twilight, and they're all Ranger alcohol ink colours. So just using the blending tool and the little sponge there to spread the colour back into the raspberry, and I finish off with a little bit more of the sunshine yellow. And I do just want the colours to blend, so you'll see me here quickly grabbing and getting that little bit of blend between the yellow and the pink there. Not too much though, because I'm trying to keep it very controlled, as I said, because I really want it to be quite intense colour for the activity or the craft idea that I have next, using the alcohol lift ink that is now out. So there is the completed inked piece, quite dense colour, which is good, and that should work well when I lay down the mandala stencil and then lift off the ink with the alcohol lift ink. So I'm just taping with some painter's tape the card front and the stencil together on the back there, and I've positioned the stencil where I wanted it, holding it all together, and using a brand new sponge dauber I'm grabbing the lift ink and pouncing it down so that it will lift off that alcohol ink colour. I've got a little scrap piece of paper there that I can wipe my dauber off in between, so that I'm not transferring colour back into the ink pad too much. So I just work my way through all the colours here. I actually found as I went along that it was better if I grabbed a tissue and wiped up, as you see me doing now, between each colour. So if I did that more regularly, then the colour came off more intensely, if that makes sense. So it's important to have a cloth or something that you can just sort of dab up the ink that's being lifted, because that's the look you're going for. You want the white areas where the ink has been lifted away. So I'm working my way down through the colours until I've got right through to the end of the mandala stencil, and then I'll lift off my painter's tape and I'll have a look and see how it's worked out. Using the tissue again just to mop up the removed ink. So flip it over, remove my painter's tape, and let's have a look. Alright, so I'm a little bit disappointed with the green and blue areas. I feel like not enough ink has been lifted from there. So I've got the trick now of getting the stencil back in place. Once I do get it where it was before, I just hold it this time and I go back over the green and blue areas and I grab a tissue straight away and wipe up the ink that's been lifted. And that definitely gives you a better result. If you have a look, you'll see, yep, that's much better. It's removed the colour and you've got more of the white area left with the beautiful mandala pattern. So yes, I'm happier with that now. That's given me a really nice mandala pattern just on my Yupo piece there, and I'm going to just accent that with a sentiment from this beautiful love set here. I really enjoy this gorgeous font in this set, so I've chosen the word hugs, and I'm using a Ranger archival ink, which I do have to stamp 3 or 4 times, and even then it being in Yupo, it's hard to find something that's a black ink that's going to stick to it and not smear off, so that's why I went for the Ranger archival. But I have a number of goes of back and forth, and then I decide I'm going to make a lovely little ferny feature up in the opposite corner. So I've got the fern and leaves set, and I'm laying out 2 of the leaf stamps up in the opposite corner there to the sentiment, and again I will use the Ranger archival ink, and I do stamp a few times to get the very dark bold leaves featuring in the top left. Now even once I've stamped a few times with the leaves, I still had a couple of little spots that were missing some of the black ink. So I came back in with, this is an art line pen, it's a permanent marker. Alright, if you've got something like that at home, a Sharpie perhaps, you'll be able to just fill in where your ink might not have taken very well. I then used a stitched rectangle die on my panel, added some black glossy accents, and my card is complete.